Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are back in our Cessna 172 at Sierra Vista, Arizona. We're back with some NeoFly and we are going to be taking our bird back home. So stick around guys, because as you can tell by the weather, this should be a very interesting flight. If you are interested in learning how to fly the A320, consider checking out my Overkill's A320 guide. This guide is available on either my Patreon site or via PayPal donation. PayPal donation, $10 or more. Just be sure to specify which guide you're looking for, as I have more than one. Patreon site, tier 2 or above, again, $10 a month, but that gives you access to all the guides that I currently have available, and then all that are coming in the future. My A320 guide walks you through how to install the A32NX mod by Flybywire. For those who don't know, the A32NX mod takes the default A320 Microsoft Flight Simulator and brings its functionality and features up to what I would consider study level simulation, and it's all completely free. So be sure to check that out. This guide walks you through everything from creating your flight plan into SimBrief, reading your flight plan in SimBrief, entering your flight plan in Microsoft Flight Simulator if that's how you choose to do so in the main menu or in the main map, full cockpit tours, walking through every button, switch, etc., letting you guys know where all the different panels and what the different options are, different displays on the screen and icons and things that you may experience while in flight and what they mean and how to read them and interpolate the information being displayed. The preliminary checklist before starting up the aircraft, taxi, takeoff, navigation, your altitude management, features of the MCDU that aren't related specifically to the A320 but are available because of Flybywire and their efforts. How to break down a flight route, understanding what you're looking at so you can take this information, use it in future flights, rather than just copying and pasting information that you're seeing on a screen or on a document. How to acquire some more information that's provided in the A320, specifically the A32NX. The different gauges, again, understanding what you're looking at versus just, powering up and going, getting some of that background information to solidify your flight. Looking at approach plates, departure plates, SIDS, stars, all those things that we have to consider when doing an IFR flight. Managing your descent, when to start your descent, as well as the approach and giving you goals of where you want to be at specific points, and even the missed approach. For shutdown, we go through the startup or the cold and dark and the turnaround status. So again, if you guys are interested in a guide like this and interested in learning how to fly the A320, consider donating or subscribing to Patreon to acquire your guide. All right, now I am very aware right off the bat, guys, that this is probably not the ideal weather that we would fly a Cessna 172 in, so some of this may exceed the real-world limitations of this aircraft. We'll just have to see how it goes when we get all the wind information, etc. But I figured for simulation purposes, this might be kind of fun just to see what that kind of behavior would be like. And, I guess, in a real-world condition, there's, at any point you could find yourself in unfavorable weather. Now, we probably wouldn't be taking off in weather like this, knowingly, but who knows? Let's just see what happens here. So let's go ahead and pull up our NeoFly here and take a look at what we got going on. So coming up to our mission here, we are flying again from Sierra Vista back to our hometown here in Tucson, which is nice because we've done 3 or 4 legs, I think, and then we're finally coming back home now. Let's see what we have required here. Mission weight, that's here, 280 pounds. Am I missing? I think I'm in the wrong menu. Oh, wait, connect and fly. That's what we need first. There we go. All right, so current payload due 340 pounds. Let's see here, 450. Oh, due 450, missing 110. All right, so let's set that up first. Let's go ahead and jump in the seat. That'll probably be easier. Make things a bit quieter. Okay, so again here, so we need... Well, first let's set our fuel load. I think that can be done from the hangar. Airframe, fuel 46 max 375. Range on this fuel is 640 nautical miles. Let's see, do we get more distance here? Max payload 867, cost $400,000. That's for the aircraft. I don't know what our tail number is on this one. Honestly, I change it all the time, so it's probably not worth entering it. Airframe 1. Okay, so we have a maximum fuel of 375. All right, and what's our distance for this flight? Let's go back here. I'm still learning, getting the hang of NeoFly and how it's laid out. All right, oh, there we go. Distance 44 miles. So we should be fine on 46 gallons of fuel. Now, is this in gallons or pounds? What are we looking at here? It just says 46. I guess we can check the current weights and balances here. Let's see what we got. So 46 pounds. So we're talking in pounds of fuel. That's good. All right, so let's set our payload. It said we're missing 110 pounds of cargo. So let's get that addressed first. And I think we can just throw one in here. Oh, what happened there? Why didn't you give me the other one? There you go.
Good morning, pilot.
Boom.
Ready for your cargo mission?
Okay. So
Transporter form dispatch. Loading cargo. Please stand by.
46 gallons or 46 pounds of fuel from Sierra Vista. That should be fine. But you know what? I think I'm going to grab a bit more. Let's go, just because yesterday's flight, we sort of cut it a little close. Can I type in here? Oh, that makes it so much easier. I'm going to go with 60. That might be a little heavy, you know, but I think I'd rather go that route. All right, so did I do that? Was that a successful purchase? And can I now move this forward? Oh, no. Okay, so that's kind of tricky. Okay, so
Transporter, cargo is loaded. You can start your mission.
No, darn, I hate the way the typing in this works. All right, now we don't want 37, we want 30. Okay, so 60 pounds, we should be good on the fuel then. Okay. I don't see anything where I have to accept anything over here or set it. It looks like it just goes. So now we're ready to fly. Got our connection, parking brake, failures. Nothing's missing. Good. Events are set. Payload set. Okay. I think we're ready to get on with our checklist here and get the engine started. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our pre-start checklist and get this aircraft up and running. So aircraft documents check. Parking brake is set. Ignition switch is set to off. Avionics switch. Buses 1 and 2 are both off. Let's see here. Master switch, alternator, and battery on. So we're going to go battery on, alternator on. Check the primary flight display, make sure it comes on. All right, fuel quantity indicators. Check. Although that looks low. Let's go ahead and clear that master caution so it stops chiming in our ear. Did that actually take? Because it feels like... Nope, it did not. So something happened with NeoFly. Let's pull that hanger back up. Oh, that's how. I gotcha. My bad. There we go. So we have to do that first. And then it sets. Ah, got it. Okay, cool. No worries. Okay, so which took our low fuel warning away. Now we are still... that's low, guys. I mean, it's a pretty short hop. Let's get some more. I'm going to buy some more. I'm going to take it up to, let's do at least 110. Well, let's see here. I got 60. Sorry, I got 60. Let's do 85. I just want to have some reserve because last time I cut it pretty close. Yep, 18 bucks. I wish it was 18 bucks. I guarantee it's not 18 bucks. Okay, cool. And then looks like that already adjusted, but I'll double check in the weights and balances. That's pretty slick the way that works. It really is. Neat. Kind of like that. Okay, so let's keep moving. So, which brings us to low fuel. Left and right are off. Low vacuum annunciator is on. Avionics switch, bus 1 on. Let's see here. Forward avionics fan, check fan is heard. I do hear a fan. So I hope that's what I'm hearing. Avionics bus switch 1 off. Avionics bus 2 on. Pitot heat on, check it is working. Where's my pitot heat? There it is. I don't know how to check if it's working. I would assume so. Pitot heat off. Low voltage annunciator check is on. It is on. Master switch, batteries, and alternator off. Did I turn bus 2 off? I did not. Bus 2 needs to come off. Batteries, alternator off. Okay, elevator trim, takeoff position. Okay. And fuel selector is set to both. Static pressure alternate air source is pushed in and closed, or also known as off. All right. Pre-flight inspection, we walked around the aircraft, we checked our fuel, we checked our oil, we made sure the aircraft was good to go. All covers have been removed. The tie downs are removed. We are ready to get this bird rolling. So let's get her moving. We need the throttle cracked 1/4 inch. That's probably about more like a 1/2 inch to an inch, but still. Mixture needs to be idle cutoff. Standby battery needs to be test switch and held for 20 seconds. We're going to simulate that was 20 seconds. And then standby battery switch to on or arm and verify that the PFD comes on. It does indeed. Go ahead and clear that master caution again. All right, bus E volts. We need to verify our at least 24 volts. I lost my spot. Yep. M-bus 1.5 volts. So it looks like that is a... Yeah, I don't know how much we can actually follow the electrical system because it doesn't look like it actually matches correctly. But we would be checking to make sure it's at least 1.5 volts or less. For E volts, it's 24 volts minimum. So we are at 24.4, so that part is at least accurate and working. So from here, we'll come on down. Standby battery annunciator should be on. It is on indeed. Propeller area is clear. Indeed again. And so now we can do our master switches. Alternator and battery come on. Mixture goes to full rich. Beacon light comes on. Auxiliary fuel pump on for 3 to 5 seconds. And feet ready to brake in case we need to stop the aircraft. And let's go ahead and give a nice big shout out the window. Clear prop and give our engine a crank. All right, and we are up and running. Mixture at full rich. Let's set our RPM to approximately 1,000 RPMs. Okay. 1,000 RPMs are set. Check flaps are in the up position. They are indeed. Taxi light can come on. And bus 1 and 2 are now ready to come on as well. They should have actually been done before I just did the flaps check. All right. So, pre-start complete, or engine start complete, and now we're ready to just put in a direct flight over to Tucson and get this beautiful lady out of here. So, let's set up our flight plan real quick and then we'll get going. All right, so giving our flight plan button a tap here, then we're going to give our rotary a tap. Moving the top rotary, we should be able to start getting a selection here, and we're going to go from, let's see here, we were at Kilo, Foxtrot, Hotel, and, oh, wrong way, there we go, Uniform, hit enter. Okay, and then we're going to use the top or the bottom rotary, and again, now select KTUS as our destination. We are going back home. I was going to say, I live here. I can tell you that airport exists, computer. All right, so we are good to go there. Now, we're going to set our initial altitude here for, let's go up to 6,000. And everything else I think we're good to go with. We will set our CDI to the FMS. And hopefully, our weather allowing, we will have a nice, easy flight. Although it looks like it's starting to break up a bit, which is nice. Although that looks like a tornado, for crying out loud. Okay, which we don't have here, at least not that I'm aware of. Not that I've ever seen. Okay. So let's see what our taxi route's going to look like here. Oops. Helps if I use the right rotary. And we should actually probably contact ATIS. Let's go ahead and throw in our barometric pressure here. 3017 today. And let's see if I can get any kind of ATIS to see if there's an active runway. Winds 010 at 14 knots. Visibility 10, heavy rain. Few clouds at 1,000 feet, 4,200 feet, a few clouds at 12,500 feet. So at 6,000 feet, we should get above the clouds. Temperature 30, dew point 10, altimeter 3017, ILS runway 26 in use. All right, so 26. So let's see here. It's going to be this one over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get out of here. All right, so now let's go ahead and turn those nav lights on. Make sure everything else is set. Let's release our parking brake. And let's start taxiing out of here. Now, just so you guys know, I don't typically do the run-up. And there's a couple of different reasons for that, but the biggest one is a lot of the features that you would be testing with the run-up don't seem to work, at least the last time I tried, in the Cessna 172 G1000. So, and then the other half is, like, being completely honest, I'm not very comfortable with it. It's something that I need to practice more, and I would like to practice more. And when I have been flying the Mooney, or if I'm flying the, especially the Just Flight Arrows, I have definitely been practicing it and trying to follow that. So it's one of those things that I'm going to slowly start doing, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right. You know, it's just, and then it gets really confusing when you try to do something like that, and then that particular animation that you're looking for, or the behavior you're expecting to see based on checklist documentation, isn't in the simulator. Like I said, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe it's there and I am doing it wrong, but that's all the more reason. And so maybe, you know, with that being said, maybe that means that I should be doing it even more, right? But just, you know, it's one thing to not be perfect. It's another thing, you know, when you're doing these videos to come off looking like, you know, completely incompetent. And I really do try hard not to do that. I know there are some videos that, unfortunately, that's exactly what happens to me, but all right, we're going to cross the runway here. It's a tiny little runway. Oh, come on, rudder pedals. Keep up with me. Man, it's going to be nasty weather to fly in. I'm really curious to see what it does with the flight model. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be taxiing down over here and then coming all the way up and then back to the start of the runway. So I'll catch you guys when I get there, because that's quite a long taxi. All right, as we're lining up here, strobe light on, landing light on, flaps one set. And let's power up and go. Have power, engine stable, max power. Looks like we got a nasty crosswind. It's trying to kick me to the right really hard. A lot of left rudder in right now. A lot of left rudder. Yeah, we're going to try to fly safe. It's going to be a rough ride, darling. Let's get the flaps up. Alright, turning towards home. I think I'm gonna try to come right here. See if we can't get around this this swell here. Kind of glad we grabbed that extra fuel now, because that is terrifying looking. You guys good back there? Okay. Yeah, I think we can cut right through there. And dodge a little bit of this, I hope. Take her up to about 7,000. Ah, that's cool. How many rainbows? Somewhere over the rainbow. Wasn't that beautiful? Some mixture off. Keep going until it starts to fall off now. Watching the RPMs. There we go. It's right about there. There we go. There's some of the desert blue sky that we're used to. Although we have had some really good monsoons in the last week or so. We've been getting hit pretty hard, actually. The thing about the monsoons in Tucson is they're very hit and run. Like you get 10-15 minutes of craziness and then it just stops. It's the weirdest thing. Always has been. Look at that, though. You can actually see the clouds sort of moving around as the rain falls. Or maybe that's just a reflection on the windshield. That might be the glare shield. Never mind. Or a windshield glare shield. So I think we're going to be okay getting ahead of this. approaching our 7,000 feet. I'm going to enable the autopilot, the altitude hold. I'm going to set the heading bug. I was trying to set the heading bug. I don't know why my quick command wasn't working there. But we'll go into heading mode. And just sort of stay here for a minute. We'll worry about the course line here once we get ahead of this storm. So it's going to be a few minutes, obviously, until we get ahead of that. So I'll catch you guys as we get closer to turning on course here. All right, so we finally passed the storm. Look at that, though. That looks wicked. So now I'm going to go ahead and enable nav mode and let the aircraft track the course line. So we'll wait for the nav system to intercept the course line here. Looks like we're basically right on it, so it should take us right over here. And I will catch you guys as we get closer to Tucson. And if there's any obstacles or any deviation to course that we need to make, I will definitely make sure to restart the recording for that. But I'm sure you guys don't want to just watch me tool around. All right, guys. So I'll catch you in just a few. Alright guys, so we are now at 10 miles away. There's Tucson out in front of us. We cleared the storm. So smooth sailing from here. We're going to disengage the autopilot, pull some power back here. Start our descent. Got our altimeter set. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. We are waiting very anxiously in the next hour to hear whether or not we got a house. So, kind of nice having something to distract me, right? You guys are always there. Even though you'll be seeing this after the fact. Yeah, it's the only thing I hate about the weather engine is that no matter, like, the clouds are nowhere near us, and yet we're always hearing the lightning and the thunder. It just doesn't always make sense. Start leaning the mixture back out. And we're going to be coming in on 29er left. We're going to be using the small runway. Let's make sure those taxi and landing lights are on. Just trying to get descend fast enough that the threshold of the runway there meets our 3-degree line. That way you just sort of follow it down. You can come in for a straight in approach, obviously. Wouldn't be much sense at this point in flying a pattern. So funny how used to, like, the A320 or even the TBM 930 you get, you know, I plan my videos, you know, based on, you know, approach time and things like that, and, you know, making sure that you guys aren't bored to tears, hopefully through the whole thing, you know, because sometimes the approaches can really drag out. But with like the Cessna, man, it It takes so long to get there. Just sort of crabbing along. And heck, 80 knots, I do that in my Challenger. I mean, no, officer, I don't speed. Just trying to keep the flight path indicator on the horizon, not so much the flight directors there. Or position indicators, I guess. Attitude indicators, that what those would be? The yellow ones? I always forget what their actual name is. Alright, so let's go flaps 1 here. Oh, start trimming for flaps 1. Looking between 60 and 70 knots for our approach speed. Pulling back 50 to 55 for touchdown. Let's go ahead and cycle flaps 2. There's 65. Come on, girl. A little shallow. What's that wind speed? 5 knots.
500.
Oh, come on, baby. Visual at this point. Let's go full mixture now. Easy peasy. Adding a little power, got a little slow there. Just having to use some pretty high aspect there to keep us in the air. Let's go full flaps. Start pulling that power off, looking for that 55 knots. Let's see us sort of crabbing in there a little bit. Throttles to idle.
Transporter from dispatch. Nice landing. Go to the next
Nice
parking
little
and
squeak
put your
there.
parking brake on. I'll be in touch.
Clean the flaps up. Alright, cleared the runway, strobes off, landing light off. It's funny how even on a simulator you can tell yourself that that landing quote unquote felt good. And it did. I liked that landing. Easy girl, easy girl, easy girl. Alright, let's bring her in over here. Come on, little lady, come around. Come on. Trying not to take Charles's body apart here. Charles, that probably really isn't smart, bud. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it here. That just seems creepy. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that parking brake.
Transporter. Cargo unloading in progress. Stand
And
by.
let's pull
Pilot.
that mixture off. Okay, clear the caution. Oh, come on. There we go. Ignition switch to off. Beacon off, taxi light off, nav light off. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Flaps are secured, lights are all off. Let's do bus 2 off, bus 1 off, and here's the little message. Let's do a continue here. Whoa, come on. What's that about? And battery and alternator off, and standby battery off. All right, cold and dark airplane. And we'll wait for her to give us the message that our flight is complete. Let's double check our stats here. Maybe she already did. Let me go ahead and disable the track IR here. There we go. Make it a little bit easier for me to come up to the screen here. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at our final unloading, disembarking. Okay, so we'll let them finish. Can still hear the sounds going off there in the background. This really is an extremely neat app. The more I'm getting used to it, the more I highly recommend this, guys. Now, there's a payware version that has some extra features to it. You know, primarily, if you're doing
Transporter from dispatch. Cargo unloaded and checked. It is always a pleasure to work with you.
Awesome. All right, so we're done. It has some other features. All right, I've been promoted. Okay. What have I promoted to? Mission rank, cargo, passenger flight heading. Well, congratulations. You are now second officer. You can now undertake sensitive cargo missions. Ooh, have to see what that's about. Anyway, so, you know, if you do the payware version, there are other missions that include things like, for example, if you're flying the H-135, you know, there might be a car accident, and that car accident will actually be visible, you know, if you're doing like a life flight operation. I think I used this example before. And there's some other features and things that really enhance it with the payware version. But even with the freeware version, I haven't gotten any. I have the payware features. I do not have the payware I have not gotten far enough to actually use them. So everything you're seeing so far is free to you guys, and I'm blown away. This is such a neat app, and it gives you a purpose to fly, and it gives you rewards, and you get penalties, and I mean, it's more than just, you know, flying from A to B. You know, like today, that was so much fun taking off in the storm, having that, you know, having a divert, and you know, your passengers get upset if you fly like a jerk, you know, if you start, you know, flying ridiculous or do something really dumb. You know, they get upset. My very first flight out, I basically stalled the aircraft. I wasn't paying attention to my airspeed. I was climbing at too high of AOA and dunked the nose down, and scared the passengers, so I lost points for that. So anyway, guys, I really, really recommend you check this out. It's a really neat app, and I have Skypark, and I'm sorry to say, and this isn't to discredit anyone. I'm always giving you guys the honesty here, and this is way better than Skypark. It blows Skypark away. It really does. And I was skeptical at first because, you know, I felt, well, there's just going to be another Skypark where you just fly to A to B, but there's really no purpose to doing so. This is incredible. I'm having a ton of fun with it, and the more I do it and the more I get familiar with it, just the better it gets. You know, it hasn't gotten stale. It hasn't gotten bland for me yet. Now, this is only, I think, my third or fourth flight, you know, so I'm taking that into consideration. But if you read the comments down below on some of the other videos, people are just absolutely loving this application. So check it out, guys. I really think that you'll enjoy it. You can start at pretty much any point you'd like. You know, it's just all based on, you know, how you set your profile up, and it walks you through very nicely on how to do that. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this flight, and until the next one, guys, please stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon, I promise, and cross your fingers that the wife and I get some good news tonight. Talk to you guys soon.